Hello, everybody. My name is Jeffrey Wadley, and
I'm Jennifer Bim. I'm looking into the dark.
I know, but you gotta,
I'm trying
you
to
gotta
look
like
into the
cheer
dark.
up. Out here with out here. If you like the gear, you like the drip, drippity drip, creative one, customs.com. So the whole premise of this is to chit chat about what is out there, what's going on out in the world, what's going on in your lives, what's going on out there in our lives, what's going on, how we feel about whatever it is we feel, what we feel about. Right now, I feel like I'm fat in this shirt, but whatever.
Really, you're gonna go with that? Okay.
Well, I can edit it out. I'm just trying to. I'm just trying to have as much of an organic
I got you.
talking experience, so I come across as organic as I can come across. Um, so I guess we have a few topics that we can talk about today. I want to talk a little bit about relationships and communication, skills versus intuition. Maybe we also want to talk a little bit about Corona. Yes and no. We probably can talk a little bit about this Casablanca film we just saw, which I had my opinions about, and she had her opinions about. What else do you think we could talk about?
I think all those topics are good.
What?
Maybe we should start with communication.
Um,
The topic of communication.
okay. Let's talk about the topic of communication.
We could talk about the conversation that we had earlier.
Yeah. So, and I guess the point of this is to
Cut. Does my face look crooked?
no.
Okay.
Would you have a stroke?
I'm just. I think my face looks crooked.
What does that even mean?
I don't know.
You got a crooked smile?
Yeah.
A little bit?
Yeah.
So what?
Okay. Go ahead.
Anyway, so we had a conversation, and I think that it's imperative that when Jennifer and I are partners, we've been together for about 4 years, since early 2017. And we do not argue much, which is amazing to me. But I think that when we do have heated discussions, there's a lot to be, how do I say it? When we have heated discussions, I find that sometimes what's attempting to be communicated and relayed is sometimes being lost in our emotions. And I guess the reasoning that I wanted to bring this up is I believe that there are a lot of people who love each other and that value each other, but don't recognize when they're being triggered, me included, in what should be civilized conversations. And a partner may say a thing, or she may say something to me, and it's probably not her saying something to me. It's probably me saying something to her because she don't never really complain about much. But just using myself as an example, if a person says something to me, I may often allow my emotions and my past to take over and start to create scenarios that don't necessarily exist, and forgetting that I'm supposed to be existing in what's a safe space. And I think that the point is to have discussions in good faith attempts in getting a point across to establish effective communication. For example, I know Jennifer is a fairly sensitive woman, so I try to stay away from making threats. I try to stay away from saying things that I can't take back, hurtful things, insulting things. I try to stay on topic, and even when I trigger her, which is a natural response for most people, is to be people have a right to feel how they feel. I think keeping in mind that she does have the right to feel how she feels, and she doesn't always have to agree with my opinion about her. If as long as there's room for us to discuss and talk, I think that's the important part. I think not necessarily beating her down with what I'm saying until she agrees with me, because she don't have to agree with me. But I think our purpose should be to hear one another, and in good faith. I think that's the key word is good faith. In good faith, communicate with each other the best that we can. What do you think?
Well, I agree, and I think that a lot of times you and I personally have success in communication because I think we both kind of go into, even when we get upset or triggered, whatever, we go into the conversation each time kind of conscious of who's in the conversation.
Yeah.
Which is, it's me, it's you, but it's also you, who you think I am, and who I think you are.
Right.
And then it's also who you think you are.
Right. And who you think you are.
Yeah.
Right.
So I think
which is another way of saying our egos are also in the conversation.
Right.
And I think that it's important, me personally, I think it's important to, you can't say check your ego, because your ego is with you. It's coming with you.
Yes.
You kind of need it to do whatever you're doing in life, but I think it's important to disarm yourself. You know what I mean? Like.
What do you mean disarm yourself?
Like check your guns at the door.
Okay.
Like I didn't come to do battle. I didn't come to guns blaze. So I'm not taking shots at the other person. Right. I'm not taking stabs. Leave your guns and your knives and your explosives and all that shit at the door. Because we like parlaying. Mm-hmm. And like, even when you got two enemies, which we ain't supposed to be enemies, right. But a lot of times when people come together, they start taking shots at each other like, wait, what? Wait, whoa. Like I'm not perfect. And me saying I'm not perfect is sort of loaded. It's kind of like generalizing. I think what I mean to say is I don't do everything right. You feel me? But
even though sometimes you think you do.
Yeah, I do. Nah. I don't do everything right. However, I think my heart is in the right place. And I think like that's what I mean by disarming yourself. Like,
okay.
Like this woman don't have to deal with me or whatever, whoever awesomeness I think I am. Like she don't have to like nobody has to put up with nobody.
True.
So the fact that somebody's willing to sit at the table with you, that should go a long way in good faith. This person's willing to sit across the table from me. They're willing to disarm them. Now, disarm yourself or not, everybody seems to got their heat close. I got my gab, I got my straps under the seat. I'm ready to guns blaze. And it's
you
like,
might need that shit.
You might, but you should not need it against a loved one.
Right. And we all think that, and this is true, but sometimes we do say things that trigger one another and maybe not meaning to, but maybe hurting some feelings.
Right.
And our natural reaction when our feelings get hurt, a lot of times
it's to clap back. Right. And
fight back.
Which also means there needs to be a lot of room for self-reflection.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? Because Jennifer spends a lot of time with me.
Mm-hmm.
She sees shit I don't see. So, sometimes you want to be, you don't know me. Well, they probably motherfuckers watching you, and they watching you when you don't even know they watching you, and they watching you do stuff. And people are not stupid. I probably wouldn't be with her or be associated if she was stupid. You feel me? So, I can't ask her opinion about something, which I do ask her opinion a lot. I can't ask and trust her opinion about something, but then when it comes to me, it's, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. I mean, it's just, it's kind of silly. It doesn't mean I gotta take everything she say as scripture. When her emotions is a lot of time fueling what she's saying. So I gotta take what she say objectively also. But I think the point I'm trying to say is, each conversation is going to go the way the conversation is going to go. Mm-hmm. But I think that where your heart is at, it sets the tone for everything. I may misspeak. If she just waiting for me to misspeak to jump on my head about some shit, then we don't even need to be talking. Because
right, that would be me not checking my guns at the door.
Right. Because, it's good faith.
Yeah.
It's good faith. I believe this person, no matter what they say, it's coming from a good place. Yeah. So she can check herself, but I also just can't be I'm going to keep it real, nigga. I'll just say whatever, because that's rude. There's keeping it real and being authentic, but there's also being rude. And most of us would not be rude to strangers, right, let alone a person that we love. I think it. And if you don't know what love is, you probably need to work that shit out first. Yeah. You feel me? Because if somebody talks to you about making illegal U-turns and running red lights and obeying street laws, and you don't know how to drive, that shit ain't gonna make no sense to you. So you gotta learn how to drive first. So I think that, there always needs to be a level of self-love, self-appreciation before you can even take that into a relationship with another person. Because if you think that you're going to learn about love in a relationship with someone else, you may, but if you're not in a frequency to receive love and give love, it's going to seem like an attack. Everything's going to seem like, you doing this to me, when a lot of times that's your perception and misunderstanding of a person's attempts. You feel me? Like a person, I don't want to just...
Well, basically, to sum that up, is just starting with self-love first. And I think you can't really go into a situation with you and another person, or you and multiple people, before you decide to love yourself first. Because if you don't, like you're saying, you're going to go into everything with a negative perspective, and everything will seem like an attack.
Right.
And that's not it.
Right. Anyway, the whole point is to check your heart when you're having discussions and you're having disagreements. Disarm yourself. Leave your guns at the table. And I think more importantly, just try to act in good faith.
I agree. Cut. Okay, cut.
Thanks, guys, for joining us. This is brought to you by Creative One Customs, Creative One Customs, CreativeOneCustoms.com. You like the drip? Hit me up. It's Jeff Wadley.
Jennifer Ben.
See you later.